We know that brute force algorithm takes into account all the possible solutions of a problem. So in this case, in finding the motive problem, brute force algorithm will also consider all the possible starting positions of DNA. So brute force algorithm will search the positions of the DNA in all the possibilities. So here we can see is the brute force motive search algorithm. Here we can see it's a DNA. We have to find the motifs within DNA. T is the number of DNA sequences. N is the size of the motif within DNA. And L is the total number of size of DNA sequence. So first step is the best score. We have to assign it initially at 0, and then we'll start the loop. And we know that in the second step we have to find the n minus l plus 1 for the S1 index, that is first index S1. Then again we have to find the same n minus l plus 1 for S2, and again, because in the loop, n minus l plus 1 for S3 until it will reach the value of St. So if score starting position of DNA we assume that is greater than the best score, then the best score will be the score of the DNA. So if best score, we assign the value from S1 up till St, and we will get the return as the best motive. So here we can see that the problem is only writing the algorithm for step number 2. We have to write the algorithm in a very standard pseudocode. And for this purpose, we know that the number of positions we calculate n minus 1 plus 1 is ultimately come out to be n minus l plus 1 raised to the power t. So t is the number of DNA sequences. And we also know that the t is the exponential in number. For such S algorithm calculates the S starting point DNA score, which requires the big O L operations. And we also know that the overall complexity of the algorithm is evaluated to be big O L into n raised to the power t. And we know that L is the size of DNA, n is the size of the motif, and t is the number of DNA sequences. So I have already mentioned that in the previous algorithm we only have the problem at step number 2. If we want to solve the problem in step number 2, we have to take help from the previous algorithm, that was the next leaf algorithm we have already studied. So in this algorithm we will merge two algorithms, the brute force motive search finding algorithm and the next leaf algorithm. So we'll merge two algorithms and we will come up to the solution. So in the first step we assign the value of starting position 1 1 1. We remember that we have calculated all the possibilities of the starting position, and we started with 1 1 up till the level of 1. Second is the best score, we have already seen in the previous slide. While forever, we have already used this algorithm, but this is not forever. It will move to the next step, and from the step number 4, next leaf algorithm we have already studied will start. And again we know the starting position is S, T is the number of DNA, N is the size of the motif, and L is the size of the DNA, and we will add 1 in the size of the DNA. I will move and we will see the best possible score. And if we assign the score sDNA as a best score, then best score will be the score of that DNA at a particular starting position. So best score we assign it to this S1 to St, and if we will assign this one, then S will be the same. this one, and we will return with the best motif score of the DNA with a certain starting position. So we have seen that we have calculated the best score of the DNA sequences starting at a particular point. And for this purpose, we have used the brute force algorithm. And we have in the second step used the n minus l plus 1 to calculate all the possibilities of the DNA sequences starting at a particular point. To overcome this problem, we take the help of another algorithm known as the next leaf algorithm. And by merging these two algorithms, we have easily calculated the best score of the DNA sequences.